We covered creating our own modules for Node, but what about third-party modules? Node has something called a Node Package Manager, or NPM for short. And packages are one or more modules bundled together. One of the more popular packages is called Lodash. Let's cover how we can install it and then how we can make use of it. Let's go over to our console or terminal. And we'll install it using npm. So let's type in npm install Lodash. And if we take a look in our directory, we can see a new folder was created called Node Modules. And inside there, we'll see Lodash. The folder Lodash itself has several JavaScript files that provide us with all of the functionality and features of Lodash. Now that we have it installed, let's create a file that we'll use to write our own code which will utilize Lodash. So I'll create a new file called demo.js. Next, we'll use require just like we did before for our custom module to bring in Lodash. And I'll set it in a variable called underscore. And this is common practice with Lodash so that we can easily access its functionality. And then I'll use require and specify Lodash. Notice that I didn't have to specify a location since Node already knows the default location for its modules. Then let's use a console.log, and then I'll use the underscore dot, and as we can see there are many functions we have access to. A simple one could be random. So let's select that, and let's try to get a random number between 1 and 100. If we were to do this with plain JavaScript, it would take several function calls to the math library. But with Lodash, we get that functionality built in. So let's save this and give it a try. So I'll use node and specify demo.js. And we got a value of 53 in our console. Let's try running it one more time. And once again. As you can see, we're getting a random value as we specified between 1 and 100. There are several different types of NPM packages, and some will work as command line interfaces. Let's take a look at one of those now that's called NodeMon. First, let's install it. But because it is a command line interface package, we'll need to install it with the global flag. That way we get access to it regardless of what project we're in. So we'll append -g inside the install command. If we take a look at our Node Modules folder, we can see that there was no installation of NodeMon. Once again, that is because it is installed globally and not in our local Node Modules directory. So to use it, we can type in NodeMon instead of Node. What this allows us to do is automatically execute our demo.js anytime there's a change. So we don't have to keep typing in Node to execute the new changes. So for example, instead of getting a range of 1 to 100 in our random call, I'd like 1 to 10. I'll save it by hitting Control S, and you can see NodeMon detects those changes and automatically executes it. Now, what if we end up installing several third-party packages, and we want to keep track of what we have installed and are dependent on in a list somewhere? That's where the package.json file comes in, so let's take a look at that next.